Hey guys, welcome back to Adventure Camping. Tactical Nut here. Back out in the woods again. Couldn't be happier. It's about 90 degrees right now. And it's about 12:45, so I don't think it's going to get too much hotter. It's been a little bit overcast. So hopefully that'll work in my favor and keep it from getting too crazy hot. But even if it does, I'm still happy I'm here. Because you know me, I love the heat. Got everything all set up as you can see already. I'll give you a quick little thing. I know it's kind of the same setup that I use a lot, but you know, got the trekking poles to keep the airflow, the Serac Hammock. All I brought was like a little fleece blanket again, because I know it's not going to get cold, and obviously it's been pretty hot during the day. Still absolutely loving the Kelty pack, and I discovered something last night that I don't know if I had noticed it before and forgot, or just discovered it for the first time. But it's got this flap right here, right, with a mesh pocket, that if you don't want to use your lid, because it's obviously a bit bulkier and heavier and stuff like that, you can take the lid off and then just use that for the for your lid. Or you can leave it on there, use this as a waist pack, right, if you're not carrying the big rucksack, and then just leave that over it to still keep it protected. So I keep discovering stuff on this pack that is just making it even more and more impressive and amazing all the time. I gotta tell you, I can't tell you how happy I am with this. I definitely highly recommend it. I'll leave a link to it in the description below, because you need one. I mean, they're a little pricey, but I'll tell you what, it's well worth the money. I will say that 100%. All right, guys. I actually did have a little something to eat on the way here, but I am still hungry, so I'm gonna snack on something for a little bit and then start hiking. Little view under the tarp, and then do some shooting later on. I got some drills that a buddy of mine, we went shooting together. Let me move this out of the way. A couple weeks ago, and so what I'm going to do, that'll be posted before this video, so you'll know what I'm talking about. He gave me some stuff to work on. We couldn't film everything because somebody was there when we first got there. But now that I have some skills to work on, I'm actually going to use that information to practice today. There's a bunch of cars up at the front. I have only seen one person on a bike so far, so I'm going to wait a little while. If I don't see many, then I'm going to take a short hike out and then start having some real fun. Oh yeah, I brought the Smith & Wesson Compact 22. I got it in the RK leather holster that he made for me. Still love the bad boy, still use it. I haven't been shooting the 22 nearly as much, but today, since I want to do some real practicing, I thought I'd save a little bit of money instead of shooting 9mm or 45. I'll have this with me to save a couple of bucks, I guess. But hey, a couple of dollars. All right, guys, we'll get back to you in just a little bit. Alright, so I've been hiking for a little while, and I have discovered something. The other day, I think it was Friday, I was walking in my backyard, and I stepped on one of Tactical Pup's, one of those beef bones with the marrow in it. He loves to chew on those, and I cut the bottom of my foot right at the start of the ball of your foot. It wasn't a real big cut, just about a 1/4 inch long, I think. I just put a band-aid on it, it was fine. But when you're walking over all of these rocks and sticks and roots, kind of hurts. So I think I found it. This should be a great spot. Very open. And all the leaves that are on the ground are all these really small ones. And it's not nearly as thick as the other places. So it should be easy to find the brass. I can shoot off in that direction. There's a natural rise. There's a natural rise right here. So I can find a couple spots, put up a couple targets. Yeah. I think I like it. I'll mark this on the GPS since I know how to do that now. But yeah, looks like what I'm coming back to. Not a crazy hike to get here, so it shouldn't be too bad. All right, now I'm gonna head back, have some snacks. Yeah, that's what it's time for. Oh, and I tell you, obviously I'm using the hydration pack. I'm not using the canteens like I had talked about before. Used those a couple times and just wasn't really into it, I guess you could say. So this much better, but I kept the bladder in the cooler the whole way here, and man, this water is still really good and cold. All right, see ya back at camp. All right, so I ran into a little problem when I got back to camp, and I noticed that I did what I'm really good at doing, and that's forgetting something. And that is enough food for more than one meal. So I got back here, I was really hungry, and I was like, well, you know, I got food for the night, but then it hit me. There's a little gas station and grill right outside of here. It's about a, I walked through a spider web. It's a mile and a half from here to the trailhead, and it's about a half a mile to the restaurant, little grill thing. So I was like, I'll just go up there and get like a hamburger or a hot dog or something like that. And then I noticed they had this. Hopefully you'll be able to see. Chicken and dumplings. And that instantly sounded fantastic. So let's give it a try. Yeah. I had some good stuff. That was a good call by me. But since I did I think it was a 4.5 mile hike earlier. So that's what I'm gonna have to do again to go shooting. Or I may not. There's no cars out here anymore. There was only one that looked like they were camping. There was some guy that just got done cycling, was just sitting at his car for a while. But then there's a couple up at the trailhead, which they look like they may be leaving. So I may not have to hike that far, but even so, I need the calories. I never eat enough when I come out here. I know y'all hear me say that a lot, but I'm trying to change that. So I'm not the kind of person that can really afford to lose much weight. Actually, you know, one day I would actually like to try and gain it. Spent my life doing that. So, no matter how hard I worked out and how much I ate, never seems to change much. But hey, what do you do? Oh yeah, and I know I've said before that I gave up sugar, and I mostly have. It's pretty rare that I'll have it. So I usually just tell people I gave it up. But sometimes you just want a tastier beverage. And that is good and cold. And nice, I think it was like, the car said it was like 93 degrees. So, not crazy hot, but it's hot. Definitely not unbearable. And even hot food on a hot day can still be really good. All right, not gonna bore y'all with me just sitting here and eating. Oh, two things real quick. One, this is what I'm using when I'm hiking now. This is meant to, if you're in water or around water, right, because this floats. But I'll tell you what, it's really lightweight, short and compact, so it packs away easy. And of course, while you're walking around, there's no rattling like you'll hear. I've had a lot of videos, depending on what I attached it to, you'll still hear a lot of rattling from the camera and the mount. This one's really good. I really enjoy it. And the other thing was, I brought my speakers to listen to music, and I forgot my iPod. So no music out here. I can't get Pandora. I can barely make phone calls. All I can really do pretty much is text. No social media or anything internet based. But that was a little disappointing. Just a bit, because I've kind of gotten used to having the music. Alright, I'll get back to you when I go shooting. Alright, so here's the thing I was talking about earlier. A lot of granddaddy long legs on it. It's got like this kind of clip. Has little spikes in there. So, I don't know, I'm assuming marker for a race or something like that, and or marker for a land nav course or something. If anybody knows, please feel free to put it in the comments and let me know, because that would be cool to find out. Alright, I am here. I am ready to set up and get to shooting and get some of this gear off, because I am sweating like a pig. I actually thought it was going to rain at one point, because all of a sudden some clouds rolled in and you started hearing a little real light sprinkle, but then it quit pretty quick, so saved by that one. Alright, let's get set up. That's a little better. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't gonna lie, that hike back was rough. That cut on the bottom of my foot really started to bother me almost as soon as I started hiking back, and just kind of progressively got worse most of the way. Interestingly enough though, when I got done shooting, literally as I just started to pick up the brass, I could hear a couple of turkeys not far away. And I kind of laughed to myself, because I'm like, everybody always talks about how hard it is to hunt turkey, and yet apparently they were walking towards gunfire. And then did see a deer on my way back, a rather large one. I'm assuming it was a buck. I could not see the top of his head to see if it had antlers or not, but from the size of it, because it was jumping away into some bushes as I was walking up, and it was huge. So that was kind of cool. Then I get back here. Right now I'm on the, not the GoPro, because just as I hit record to start talking to you, I get SD card error. If I lost all that footage from the rest of the day, I'm going to be kind of angry. Hopefully it's just not allowing me to record the rest of the way, but we'll see later. I'll try to play it back and see if it'll recover it and or let me view it at least. And now I saw a great branch hanging from a tree over there, not too far away. It was hanging in the tree, so I pulled it down, so I'm going to go over there and cut that up. The log that I left last time and I went and hid, it was still there, so I brought it back over. That'll be a good base for the fire. And that other one, that should be enough small stuff in medium to keep it going for the evening. Give me some light and to keep the bugs away. Oh yeah, SOS no problem, baby. I'll tell you more about it. Remember that, hopefully you saw the pocket knife that I reviewed from him, by Eugene Honrath. I think some things in the work, and we may actually be getting to see a full production of it, so stay tuned for that. Oh, new hats from CRG on the website. Check it out. I'll leave a link in the bottom, in the description below. They do have the mesh backing and Velcro, so I know a lot of people are a fan of that kind of hat, so feel free to check it out. Alright, for now, I'm going to go grab some wood, and then I'm going to cook. I'm going to sit back and relax, and then not listen to music since I forgot the iPod. Go me. Alright, so just cutting a bunch of firewood, and just being tired from the heat, from cutting firewood, you realize real quick how you have to pay attention all the time when there's a cutting tool in your hand. So why am I saying that? Well, let me show you. Hopefully it'll be able to see. I was just holding the saw. Literally, I was just cutting the firewood and then just kind of let my hand drop. And when I did, just one of the little teeth on it just happened to just right in my leg. And I was like, ooh, that kind of stinked a little bit. But this is also why you bring your first aid, right? Even if it's just a little boo-boo kit. I have a lot more stuff. Where's it at? I have a lot more stuff in the car, even a trauma kit in the car. But this is when the ouch pouch comes in handy. This is from Wild Hedgehog Tactical. I got this a while back. Haven't ever had to use it, but hey, first time for everything. And this is why you carry it, right? So when you need it, you got it. It's a cool little pouch too. I do like it. So I'm going to put this on and eat. It can be the easiest way to start a fire. Go. Burn for just a second. Let me get this upside down fire party started. Presto, you have fire. I'll admit it, I'm kind of tired. Pretty sticky because I've been sweating like crazy all day. But where did I put it? I have something for that. I think I showed them in the last video, last camping video, but since I can't remember, Base Camp 100% biodegradable wash towels. I used this last time. Man, it feels nice at the end of the day when you're out camping to be able to wipe all that sweat off your face, your arms, chest, and all that kind of stuff. These things are awesome. Definitely highly recommend it. I got them for, I think my parents got them for me for my birthday, I think it was. Not just that, because that would be a really cheap gift. But they got me some other stuff too, but this one I'm really enjoying. And since the camera's rolling, I'm not going to take my shirt off in front of it, because I'm sure y'all don't want to see that disgustingness. Ooh, but I gotta get some of this sweat off. Look at that fire go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the bugs are exceptionally loud tonight. You hear that? Oh well. Nothing I'm not used to. Alright, so at 8, got the fire going. I did a little bit of night shooting. Definitely a skill set that requires a lot of practice, I would say. Especially depending on if your gun doesn't have night sights, because none of mine do. And so you're having to try it, like I was wearing a headlamp and I'm trying to line my head up so I can see the sights and the target itself. That in and of itself is kind of a challenge. And then not to mention every time you shoot, you know, it produces a cloud of smoke, and so it completely blocks your vision and the target for a few seconds. So definitely something interesting to try. Definitely highly recommend it. I mean, if you can be out in the woods somewhere where you're allowed to do that, I definitely recommend you try. If you can find a place that allows you to do it indoors at a shooting range or a training session, something like that, definitely would recommend doing it, because it's a whole new experience. I mean, I've done it multiple times out here before, but every time I do it, I learn something different and or just kind of challenged, because, you know, that's a skill set. If you're not practicing it, well, all shooting skills are perishable. So if you're not practicing on a regular basis, you're not going to do very well. And I was not doing awesome. But, you know, that's just because you got to train and you got to practice. All right, guys, I am going to let the fire finish burning down, and then I'm going to bed. It is a little after 10. So probably in bed by 11, but if not, I got some catalogs to look through. Stopped by Jasmine's Military Surplus the other day, or yesterday, and she gave me some new catalogs and new gear that's coming out, because I need a new rifle case for the AR, because I don't have one. So I was talking to her about that, and then of course she gave me some new catalogs. So it's kind of like Christmas, right? Because you get to shop for the new stuff that's out. So stay tuned in case I get something new besides the rifle case. If not, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. All right, guys, I will see you in the morning. All right, guys, this morning, it's about 6:50. I am not going to put this up there with some of the best night's sleep, because it was not. Not really sure why. I just kept waking up. First start off, I mean, it was fairly hot going to sleep, but usually that doesn't bother me. So it took a little while to fall asleep, and then temperature dropped, and since it was so hot, I went to sleep on top of my blanket. Had to cover myself up. It started raining for a little bit. Wasn't heavy or anything like that, but it was just enough to make me wake up. And it didn't last very long. Luckily, I had heard some thunder close to before going to sleep, so I'd taken a lot of my stuff to the car, so I don't have a whole lot of stuff to pack up this morning, so that'll be nice and easy and quick. But still had a ton of fun. It was a good experience, a lot of fun shooting. I've got a long way to go to get really proficient with the new platform, but I'm really looking forward to it. Definitely need to buy some more ammo now, because I am down to like 1 mag left. And like I said earlier in the video, I don't like to shoot up all my ammo of any of my guns, so yeah, I gotta order all the stuff I need to reload the 223, so that way I can get back out here and do it again real soon. Um, Everything else though worked just like it always does. It worked really well. Serac Hammock is comfortable. Was no fault of the hammock because I've had a lot of really good nights sleeping that thing. So I don't know why I just wasn't sleeping that well last night. Went to bed around 11. Excuse me. But the tarp, I mean, I've loved it ever since I've got it. It's worked extremely well. Same with the pack. I used the Prandy axe and the Fisker's bow saw. That's what I was using to process the wood last night. It works really well. I will say this about the Fisker's bow saw. It works. It is just not a pleasure to use by any means. Like it gets the job done, but if you're not wearing gloves, it's really going to hurt your hand. And if you are wearing gloves, you still got to hold it in a particular way to have it not dig into your hand as much. So I'll probably start looking for something new, just because, like I said, it gets the job done, but just not awesome. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And in the meantime, guys, be prepared. Have fun.